It's no secret that Maddie Ziegler was Abby Lee Miller's favorite dancer on Dance Moms. Maddie was nearly always on top of the pyramid, which caused tension to form within the group. Keep watching to find out why Maddie was Abby's go-to soloist, week after week.
Well, Maddie, you've always been my choice.
There's something about Maddie Ziegler that always caught Abby Lee Miller's eye. Abby saw something special in her and wasn't afraid to put her on a pedestal. Although her favoritism often landed her in the hot seat, Abby just didn't care. There are so many reasons why Abby praised Maddie above all her other dancers, and it has something to do with her natural charisma.
I thought it was absolutely exquisite. It was perfect.
When Maddie dances, she owns the room, and that's what a competitive dancer teacher looks for. But this isn't to say that the other girls weren't killing their performances week after week, but rather that Maddie wasn't afraid to outshine the other dancers to get to the top of the pyramid. Maddie and Abby go way back, and she's been pushing Maddie to shine for as long as she's been able to walk. So it goes without saying that she broke out of her shell a long time ago. Maddie was used to dancing for national audiences and winning titles while some of the other girls were still getting used to competitive dance.
Jojo, I still think you have work to do.
After years of dancing under Abby's guidance, her other students started to break out of their shells as well. And when they did, Abby never failed to issue praise. Sure, she boasted about Maddie being top tier, but she was only rewarding her for her hard work. And keep in mind that Abby was quick to switch things up when Maddie failed to impress her. Maddie might have gotten used to the spotlight, but she was never in love with it. More often than not, she felt pressured to be the best and took it to heart when she didn't win. During an interview with Lifetime, Maddie reminded us of the time when Abby didn't give her a solo for 3 weeks in a row, despite her spending nearly every waking hour in the studio.
It's my dance company. I say who's dancing and who isn't.
When it comes down to it, Abby wasn't giving Maddie handouts. She was giving praise when praise was due. 3 weeks without a solo might not have seemed like a big deal to the other girls, who sometimes only had 3 solos per season. But to Maddie, it meant everything, and it didn't go unnoticed for long. On top of having charisma and confidence, Maddie also had a killer work ethic. Despite barely being 10 years old when she first appeared on Dance Moms, Maddie never failed to put in the extra hours. Dancing was literally her entire life. And Abby saw how much time and effort Maddie put in every single day.
And now, it's like everybody in the world knows who you are.
It's totally understandable that Chloe, Nia, and the other girls couldn't dedicate as much time to dance as Maddie could. Her mother, Melissa, did work at Abby's studio after all, but Abby's favoritism went beyond that. In the end, Maddie was naturally talented and driven. She could learn new dances in minutes, which gave her extra time to perfect routines before performing them. But this wasn't the case for everyone, and since the girls had little to no time to learn their dance routines before executing them on stage, it was crucial that they catch on quick. And let's face it, that's not an easy thing to do. With natural talent, dedication, and charisma in the bag, Maddie was already outshining the other students. But on top of all that, Maddie was a champ at taking feedback and making corrections. Instead of taking Abby's critiques personally, Maddie strived to perfect her routines to make her dance teacher proud. By now, we're all well aware that Abby Lee Miller has zero patience.
Oh my God! What is mentally wrong with you?
She doesn't want excuses, she doesn't care for laziness, and she definitely doesn't have time for tears. Despite having her fair share of tearful moments, Maddie was able to take full constructive criticism and come back in full swing. So she didn't get on Abby's bad side all too often, which probably contributed to her being Abby's #1. But if there's one thing that made Maddie special in Abby's eyes, it was her emotional performances. Maddie wasn't just dancing on stage, she was telling a story with her facial expressions and body movements. Maddie would go on stage and sell every aspect of herself, making her performance unforgettable and moving. To say that she had a star quality would be an understatement, and Abby wasn't about to let it go to waste. She pushed Maddie harder than everyone, and in return, Maddie worked harder than the other dancers.
You do everything right. But if you're up here all the time winning, you're gonna quit working.
While some people were quick to say that Abby favors Maddie because of their family history, that's simply not true. Because if that were the case, Abby wouldn't have been so hard on Mackenzie Ziegler. Kenzie spent most of her time on Dance Moms being compared to her older sister, which wasn't an easy act to follow. Overall, it's safe to say that Maddie was Abby's favorite because she was the greatest. And this would later be proven when Maddie attracted the attention of the world-famous singer, Sia. When Maddie was only 11 years old, Sia personally finally messaged her on Twitter, asking her to play her in a music video. Maddie would go on to star in Sia's Chandelier video, which garnered millions of views, and Sia liked her performance so much that she pretty much made her the face of her on-screen personality. The fact that one of Abby's dancers was a worldwide phenomenon made her that much more special in her dance teacher's book. And how could it not? Her favorite student and family friend was making it big. Abby has made it clear that the Ziegler sisters owe a portion of their success to her dance studio.
But just remember, you are not the boss of me. I am the boss of you.
After all, Sia would probably never have messaged Maddie if it hadn't been for dance moms. But while there is truth to that statement, Maddie is a remarkable dancer who has that star quality that everyone is looking for. So she probably would have made it on her own eventually. There isn't one simple reason as to why Maddie is Abby's favorite, but rather a collection of reasons. In the end, Maddie's drive, talent, passion, dedication, and charisma is what led her to being on top of the pyramid week after week. But life on the top isn't always what it seems, and staying on top is even harder than getting there. So according to Maddie, being on Dance Moms was one of the most stressful times in her young life. In the end, Maddie is happy that Dance Moms happened, but she's also happy that it's over. So why do you think Maddie was Abby's favorite dancer? Let us know in the comment section below. And while you're at it, tell us which Dance Moms personality was your favorite and why. Give this video a big thumbs up if you love Dance Moms, and don't forget to subscribe to The Things for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.